since we planned the entire trip in the afternoon, we did not take into account the time that we would require to pack everything.
The car's here. भैया, thank you for waiting. बस है ना, 11 बजे निकल जाएगी वहाँ से.
That was very nervous because we had already booked the bus ticket, the Volvo ticket. And in order to get to the mountain base on time, we had to catch that Volvo because that was the last one.
भैया नौलाधार जाएगी बस.
So we reached home, sat in a bus and reached Solan. From there we went to Nauladhar. After having our breakfast, we started climbing.
चलो.
Possibly it was not a good time to climb because it was the midst of rainy season, that is July. Also, we did not see how many people climbed during those days. The topography was very different in this place, and the mountains had a certain weird shape to them, and it seemed as if we were in some kind of fantasy land where nicely round mountains and stones were kept, and which had grass in between, and it was very different from the mountains that you generally see in India, where it is either all green or all barren. It was almost a perfect mix of greenery and the shades of brown, and it seemed like as if we were walking in a movie.
ये जो टुकड़े दिख रहे हैं आपको, these pieces of rocks will fall if there is a landslide. Atin bhai, aa jao.
There was a point when my trekking partner Atin almost gave up.
Atin.
And I was trying to do the pep talk, and I was motivating him that see, there are so many flowers all around, and it seems as if nature has made a carpet of flowers for you, and it almost seems like magic, and why don't you keep climbing? You know, you never know the summit or the point where we are going to rest maybe around the corner. You know, the colorful valley that we could see, and that was really a treat to the eyes. On my way up, I came across many goats, and these goats were very friendly. They wanted to get clicked. It seemed as if they were posing for the camera.
Gotta go. Bye-bye.
And I think some of them thought that I was giving them something to eat, so they almost came and licked the lens of the camera. And others were just happy standing in front of the camera and posing. So it seemed as if they were welcoming me, and that was something very nice. Both me and Atin were quite tired when we reached the temple, and we were waiting to lie down and enjoy the silence of the mountain. And in my mind, I always start picturizing, the evenings in the mountains as quiet, lying down under the stars, or maybe in a tent where there's literally no sound apart from the sound of nature. But this was a very different and amusing experience. At the temple, it seemed as if there was an entire village. There were many people there in that one room. And we found that from the temple you can borrow blankets, which was nice because it was quite cold. But there was one room where everyone was put together, and there were some devotees who were singing and dancing. So when we were tired and wanted to sleep, we could not because the music was very loud and there were some rowdy people who were shouting. Next day morning, we got up and started climbing towards the final summit point, and we were surprised to see a huge Shiva statue at the top. There were no views whatsoever because the clouds were still there and there was a lot of mist. So the unfortunate part was that we could not see anything from the mountain top. But there was something else that I found very amusing and I enjoyed a lot. I met a group of local people who were sitting there casually in biting cold and enjoying themselves because they were having fun, singing and dancing and joking around.
इश्क दा गिरदा पैंदा नी तेरे इश्क दा गिरदा पैंदा
ओए होए
इश्क दा गिरदा पैंदा नी तेरे इश्क दा गिरदा पैंदा एक सोने महबूब दी खातिर की करना पैंदा इश्क दा गिरदा पैंदा नी तेरे इश्क दा गिरदा पैंदा